It ain't.
Let me tell you about this super fly, dirty third coat, muddy water show.
Hey, once again, welcome to the JoeSchmo Sports Show. I'm your host, Ken Oden, and we have a great show for you today. Let me introduce who I have on my panel today. To my right, we have Red. We have Mr. Joe. To my left, we have Ken.
Yeah, baby.
To my far left, we have John. All right, what are we drinking on today, fellas?
Bud Light Lime.
Bud Light Lime. How we liking it?
It's good.
It's good?
I like it. I like it. Oh, yeah. It's a door. It's a door.
It's a door?
It's a door.
Shout out to Mr. Joe. That sounds like a go. Okay.
I love Bud Light. Yeah, I got my sandals on, so all I need is salt and some lime.
Some lime.
All
right, we got a lot of topics to go over today. Let's go over the first one. I have to say, Thursday Night Football, Falcons, they showed up.
Yeah, baby.
Rise up and down.
Did they show up or did Tampa Bay just play?
No. The Falcons showed up. Get what everybody's saying about Tampa. Tampa played. They on the schedule. We showed up.
Hey, these are professional athletes.
That's right.
They supposed to be, they got #1 draft picks, 2nd round draft picks, 3rd round draft picks. These are professional athletes, free agents. These are professional athletes. These were the best in the world.
And they got
hey, we put that thing to them.
We definitely put it on them. Tampa Bay was definitely still on the bus.
They're still on the bus.
Yeah, they never got out.
That ain't our problem.
No, that's definitely not our problem. We had a great game. We had a great game.
What about Matty Ice?
What about
Scramble.
The new man. The new man, right?
Devin has to
I
break.
got a question for you.
Okay.
Chicago.
What
Why
about?
did they get rid of him?
Not our problem.
Really?
Not our problem.
He didn't fit within the
Yeah,
system.
that's
Well, why did they get rid of Levin Smith? I mean, that's the question.
Yeah.
I mean, the man had to went 10-6. They went to the playoffs.
Right.
So I mean, you get rid of a playoff coach. So I mean, but after last night, I guess you know.
So it comes.
Right.
Hey man, that's their problem. They got rid of
Right.
Devin. Devin coming here, he catching balls, he running crisp routes, he running reverses, he all over the field.
Chris.
He got to fit with a system. He fits with our system, and he's not a #1 target.
Right.
In Chicago at one time, they were looking at him kind of like a #1 or #2
Well,
target.
he's not a #1 target.
Right.
And that's the thing with Chicago. They didn't have any pizzazz to it. They don't have a Julio. They don't have a Roddy. They didn't have a third like a Harry Douglas, and then you bring in this guy. I mean, it's so many weapons on the Atlanta Falcons team. So it's weapons.
So how the defense look to you guys?
Hey, we scored.
They good at it.
Okay.
There you go. That's the best way to
It
say
looks
it.
good.
I mean,
Well, then that wasn't the measuring stick.
They gave up 14 points. That's a sign of a true defense right there. When you only give up minimum points.
Well, I mean, they to me, they shouldn't have gave up those 14 points.
Well, they took all the starters out. It
I
was
still
jump
think
points.
the 5 of my team, but they still lack that killer instinct.
56?
I didn't think the ball should have been on the board, personally. Yeah, they should have just I'm sorry.
So you just want to make them not want to play football
No more. The Saints got to make the opponent quit.
Well, guys, let's see what the Dome felt like last night. Send it over to you.
Number 23, Robert Alford. Quarterback from Washington, number 21, Desmond Trufant. And then
Man, you can't just let that. That's what we talking about. You see them people over there now, man, that's what we talking about. That's how the dome should always.
And they say Atlanta don't have no passion.
There you go, baby. There you go. You can't just come back and let it just go to the next. Come on, man.
You know what it was? I said they were 56 to zip because they put the backups up, and that's when they scored their 14 points. So Atlanta really won 56 to zip.
There you go. There you go. Thank you.
I would have left the first string defense out there the whole game.
I wasn't going to do that too. The whole game. Man, you guys are going to defense.
And they be like, why y'all leave us out there? You know, you need the experience. You need the experience of winning and shutting somebody out.
On another note, let's talk about the, what was everybody talking about? The BS off the field. All right? So, AP.
Associated Press.
Associated Press. Yeah, AP. They've been his son.
He looked that little boy.
What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, he told that little boy.
Listen, as big of a fan as I am of Adrian Peterson, you know, me and my wife been going back and forth about this. He should not have whipped that ball with that switch. 4 years old, just too young to be whipped with a switch. I'm sorry.
Wrong with you?
I'm sorry.
Here it is.
I'm sorry. Now, that don't make him a bad person. That don't make Adrian Peterson a bad person. That just make him a bad disciplinarian.
No, he had a bad little boy. He just
That's right. That's right.
Come on,
now,
man.
Now, let's just say 15 years down the road, we in the future, this boy in one of our houses or anybody's house stealing.
appreciate it.
But he might be stealing because he got whipped with
No, 9 times out of 10 he won't be stealing because he got whipped.
No, man. He might be like my dad. He probably had daddy issues.
No.
Adrian Peterson, you don't tell me Adrian Peterson ain't got daddy issues.
He might, but he's trying to do the right thing though. That's why I feel on the man.
I'm not against disciplining your children. You get a belt, ruler, whatever you got to do, but a switch to a 4-year-old, come on, man. Come on. I mean,
What's the difference?
how long?
What's the difference of a belt?
Yeah, what's the difference of a belt or a switch? I got whooped by belts, switches,
With
and
some-
so on. Mom and Dad, I love you by the way, but I got whooped by all of them. Yeah, some of them was necessary.
4 years
Boy,
old?
yeah.
I did not punch you at 4 years old.
4 years.
And if I'm out of line, they straighten me back in.
Now, I am a father. I brought up 3 boys. I had 3 boys. And I used to make them go get their own switch. And when Richard Pryor did that on
Who is Richard Pryor?
I laughed so hard because I know how true it is. I had to do it when I was a kid. And I remember walking back with that switch crying and we would.
I'm just
Don't let it not be good.
I'm just saying, like, I just said it like this, man. I mean, as if you ever walked into your, a school that you are a building that you used to go into as a child, and now you're an adult, and when you walk into it now, it's just so small. Right. But as a child, it seems so huge.
Yeah.
That boy is gonna look at his dad because his dad seems 10 foot taller to him right now as a child, and I mean, he's gonna have images of that in his mind for the rest of his life, and it's gonna do some damage to him. So
The only reason
That's-
that might happen is because it was put out on social media.
I agree with that.
This was a story 10 years ago.
yeah, and 300 years ago, slavery wasn't a story either. But I mean, it's wrong. I mean, it's wrong, y'all. It is.
You ain't equating that with slavery.
I'm not equating it. I'm just saying.
2 weeks
As
down
you
the road,
get older, you do better, you learn better, and you go better.
Of course.
We
Yeah,
should still be whipping people with switches, though.
Well, we should have gotten out of that.
You should still work for everybody.
Right.
I'm not saying
That
no.
belt might not have worked, Ken. The
Time
belt
out.
might not have worked. He might have whooped the boy with the belt in the past. And he might have told this boy specifically several times, stop doing whatever he was doing. And the boy kept doing
So
it.
y'all
He's
just-
coming down. Look, this is it.
You probably need to get the switch involved.
Yeah.
Now,
I bet he don't do whatever he did.
But that other kid, because he didn't want to go on the PlayStation.
Well, that brings us to our next topic: social media. We think it's too controlling of situations nowadays.
It's the worst and best thing that ever happened to mankind. It is.
No, explain that.
You get more news today through social media than you ever got, you know, I mean, as far as all over the world. You know, people in the outbacks of Africa, you know, with a cell phone, they got cell phones on social media. You know,
Outbacks of Africa.
Wow. Tutus and
They can learn about Adrian Peterson with a child while they getting on their boat.
I guarantee they don't have
They down from the boat, but they know that AP put the hell out of his child. But okay,
that's all he did.
social media. So
What you think, John?
Gift and the curse. I mean, on one hand, it's a place where you can get news rapidly, and on the other hand, it's where you could also get in trouble if you're an athlete, professional athlete.
Rapidly.
Yeah, rapidly. You get in trouble pretty quick. You can't take that back. You put that dance out there.
social media has made us just stupid.
Yeah.
It made us stupid, man. I get what y'all. I get what you're saying. Yes, I mean it's good when, in fact, where you can get, you know, something happens, you can get it instantaneously. Yes, but it's made us stupid. It's made us. I mean, it's turned us into do it for the vine. You know, it's turned us into, you know, Twitter and all this kind of crap, man. That's what it's turned us into. Well, we're not passionate about people no more.
Well, no, it's just bringing out what was already in you. You was already an expeditionist.
And you can hide behind it now.
Now you got an outlet for your whatever you want to do.
Yeah, Facebook should be called Facebook because ain't nobody on there talking real.
While we talking about social media, follow me on Instagram at V_Banks_Red or Twitter at VBanksRed. You know my social media, right? There you go.
All the BS is going on in the NFL. We got some BS down in college as well. Jameis Winston jumped up on the table and said some stuff that he shouldn't have said. What you guys think about that? I know you guys heard the story.
Just after he got the crab leg.
This is happening.
Yeah, after the Burger King. After the Burger King, still in the Burger King, man. Still in the crab legs on the Publix. He jumps up on the table, and this dude got the winning lottery ticket. He got the winning lottery ticket. But he gonna be the one that drop it at the gas station, and somebody else cashing it in, and he gonna be suing because he gonna say it's his lottery ticket. You know. I don't want to call a young black man an idiot, but you, sir, are an idiot. Because you should know by now, you are the #1 prospect in this draft, last year's draft, and any draft going forward. Yeah. You need to just be walking a straight line. You need to just go to practice, go to class, go home. That's all you need to do. That's the advice I can give that young man right there.
How old is he?
19, 20 years old. And I understand, you know, in college years, you want to have fun.
We just talked about social media. He's 20 years old. Now tell me, you guys have never done anything crazy.
Oh, we all have. We all have. But we all ain't been #1 draft prospect.
That's the difference.
That's the difference.
Do you really think about that when you're 20?
No, I think crazy escalates as the years go on. Well, what I did was crazy might not be as crazy as the people doing it 10 years from now. True. So that would, you know.
But he's #1 draft pick. Everybody can't throw a football 80 yards. Right. Everybody can't run a 40 and 42.
Everybody can't grow up at the exact same time.
But that's why you have a team with you.
Exactly.
That
Teams around you should.
And that's why you have Adrian Peterson
That's
as your dad to get you back in line.
Adrian Peterson, can you adopt James Winston and whip this for everybody?
And then go to Johnny Manziel.
And then get your drunk grandfather, Roger Goodell, to some disciplinary, lines in place for him.
With the NFL coming up with all these rules and tweaking all this stuff about violence and basically stupidity in the NFL, he's not going to be a #1 draft pick.
No, he's not even going to make it.
He's not
going to make it because Roger Goodell more than likely is going to be the commissioner when he comes into the league. So he's already putting in place stipulations, and Roger Goodell is known for holding past discretions that even happened in college against players.
But I disagree with that. I disagree with that. I think he's gonna make it. He may not be 1, 2, or 3. He might not be 1, 2, or 3, but it's a team out there gonna need a quarterback.
No, it pains me to say this, but the NFL is about to be homogenized to the point where
Homogenized.
Yeah, homogenized.
Is that milk?
It's gonna look like milk on the food. Because the chocolate is being homogenized.
Hey, I'm saying it like this. Dad. If we stop the tape right here, I've got what I've come for.
So Ray, you say so it did hurt to stop being #1, #2.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think it hurt his stock because he's still young. But remember now, his parents want him to go 4 years.
Right.
So 2 years from now, this is going to be blowed under the cover.
They could clean up the
He's coming out this year. He coming out this year. Cause he ain't gonna be able to go for 4 years. He's not gonna be able to go.
I think he's going to go.
He's gonna have to go because you cannot risk this boy doing any more stupid stuff and messing up his draft stock. I mean, dude, the NFL is changing right before us.
Yeah, it's changing.
The days of people just picking a quarterback because they need a quarterback, now it's going to be about PR. I mean, all this, you get women's groups involved in stuff. You getting animal rights people involved in that. You're getting child advocate services involved in it. The days of the old NFL are gone when you just, hey, you come and play and you can do whatever the hell you want to do. That's over.
But I don't think he's going to stop his draft style. He can play ball. He can play ball.
Nobody said that. Adrian Peterson can play ball. Ray Rice can play ball. Greg Hardy can play ball. But look where they are right now. They're on the sideline. Adrian Peterson is the biggest of all those stars.
Yeah, but
and the only thing he did was give his son an ass whip. That's all he did. He didn't kill him. At the end of the day, all 5 of us up here can say we probably got the same butt whipping at some point.
Right. But what James did recently,
I remember going to school in 80-degree weather with a turtleneck on. I had wets on my arms and my butt.
Listen, man. What James did this past week or so is not as bad as what he did his freshman year with the little rape suspect thing. And they blew that on the cover. He would have went #1.
No, that had a whole life expectancy.
But he would have went #1 though. And this year's draft, if he would have went, he would have went #1.
Right,
they swept that under the rug.
Absolutely.
Sweep this thing on.
Absolutely.
You can't keep
Absolutely. He would. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying you can't keep expecting doing stupid stuff and then it's going to escalate every time.
The NFL, to counter your point though, yes, last year he still would have went #1, but the NFL 3 weeks ago is not the same NFL as it was yesterday.
Absolutely.
So,
That's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, so he's not. I mean, if we keep doing this kind of stuff, it's gonna kill us. It's gonna kill his stock.
And then he ain't the only one out there now. Believe me, the scouts out there in Nebraska, Idaho, out there in the Midwest, they looking for this big old white boy. You better believe that.
have another question about college football. The gimme games, they call them. Do you
Gotta stop.
Do you think it helps or hurt?
It hurts, man.
Nah, it's not. It's almost feels.
It helps the sport. It helps the sport. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this why? Because yes, you're gonna have a team like Alabama that's gonna go into some small place like Georgia Southern and just dominate. But they pay those guys.
True.
They pay those guys to take that butt with them.
It's true.
And that helps their program. That helps them go get better recruits. That helps them get one is going to give them exposure on television that you'll never see a Georgia Southern. You'll never see an Appalachian State. You'll never see these teams on television if they don't take these gimme games and play these big name teams.
You know what? In the past, that's worked. But going forth with this playoff system, that's going to hurt these big time schools. Because now you don't have no resume to stand on.
No.
And I think they're losing ratings too.
If you got how many games they play in college? 11 games. Now, if you're taking 4 gimme games in the season, that's a problem. Yeah. But if you only got 2 on your resume and you got 9 other tough games, then it's okay. It's okay.
What you think, Joe?
No, I mean, it hurts the whole league, the whole college football scene in the whole, because you have these teams that just if you have the most money, you win. This is what it started to seem like. So you started to see the same teams over and over again. But these are the teams with the biggest ratings when it comes to prime time. They always playing at 8 o'clock on the Saturday.
That's life.
But I mean, that's what it keep on. The money is running the whole thing. It's all about dollars. It has nothing else to do.
So got a lot of money. If it's all about the money, then why you not having, let's just say, Georgia play Southern California, USC, on a Thursday night? You don't think them ratings will jump out the roof? The stands will be over 100,000 people.
Yeah, they will. But here's the deal. This is America. Everybody got to feel like they have an opportunity. Even though you don't, you got to feel like you have an opportunity.
I just think, I think they got to make 2 different leagues. Let those smaller schools have an opportunity to win a championship where they're playing each other. And do straight Division I schools play Division I ball.
But it's like that.
And now you can get closer to the NFL what they want to do anyway. Now because you got powerhouse on powerhouse every week. I don't want to hear no excuses. Powerhouse on powerhouse. The ratings will go through the roof. Now you may not compete with the NFL, but you getting closer.
Well, who's going? Okay, so
you getting closer every week.
That's great. That's because my school is not as big as yours.
Yeah.
But I got a football team.
But y'all can't beat us.
Stay back here. Stay back here. Came from Alcorn State. He came from Alcorn State. Right? So we would have had 2 separate leagues where powerhouse played powerhouse week after week. You would have never heard about a Steve McNair.
Why not?
Because no, who's gonna watch that? Nobody's gonna watch that. Nobody's gonna watch that.
People watch Grambling play other schools all the time too. And them guys come to the league.
Who watch Grambling?
I say BET.
Who watch Grambling?
Come on.
This is where we have our top black folks.
So our first pick this week, let's see what we got. We got Packers versus the Lions.
Lions.
Rick?
Packers.
Packers.
I said Lions. I said it.
Lions.
They playing in Detroit.
They play.
No matter what they playing.
Yeah, they play in Detroit.
Soon, they got
Megatron.
Packers.
I'm going Lions.
This count double check.
Eagles, Redskins. Eagles, Redskins. Eagles.
I think I'm gonna pick
RG3 not playing this.
He's not playing.
Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins is slanging a little bit.
They're a total different offense with Kirk Cousins. But Eagles gonna win.
Eagles. Understand, Mr. Joe. Eagles, me too. We'll go with Eagles. And then we got the Niners at the Cardinals.
Niners.
Backup quarterback. Cardinals now backup
And
quarterback.
their best defensive player is gone.
Yeah. Niners, I'm saying Niners.
And you know, man, we should put a camel out for John Abraham, man, because he's probably not gonna play another.
He's out for the season.
He's out for his.
He's gonna respect Abraham.
Yeah, he's gonna retire.
That man served Atlanta well. Yeah. When the Jets thought no more of him,
Right.
but he served Atlanta well.
Respect. Why?
Yeah, well, I would post
Next game is the Chargers at the undefeated Bills.
Chargers.
Yeah.
Chargers.
Bills are a joke. They ain't for real.
Bills are a joke too, though.
Bills are.
They gotta go 10-0.
I think it's gonna be close, but Bills is Chargers going.
Chargers. I said Chargers.
I can't even name a player on the
The real Bills.
All right, the key matchup. Broncos.
Seattle.
Yeah.
The room is divided here. Seattle.
Seattle. It's on you, right?
I think Peyton Manning got something to prove, but they playing in Seattle.
Russell Wilson is a man.
You gotta prove me that you're gonna win in Seattle, so I'd say Seattle right now.
Seattle. How about you? Seattle? I say Seattle.
Yeah. You gotta prove me.
What you say over there, Kunda?
Denver. By 20. Stand.
All right. Hey, yeah, about 20.
How does he get Peyton Manning as his fantasy quarterback every year?
He had him last year?
Yeah, he did.
The commissioner having the best quarterback in the game?
I think some
2 years in a row?
That's what you call some shiggity.
I might be right on that.
So that's it for this week's Joe Schmo Sports Show. You can find us at Red.
Lumpicouch.tv.
All right. Also,
I'm telling y'all, he's got his name.
JoeSchmo TV. That's the Twitter handle, baby.
Let me tell you.